beautiful girls, here we go. We are going to do our little headstands. So, as I was saying earlier in the week, make sure that we're nice and warm in our shoulders, in our wrists, even though we're not technically yet on our hands. Make sure everything's nice and warmed up and you get into a good habit of warming up your wrists, arms, forearms, shoulders, chest, everything. So when you are on your mat, make sure your hands are in a little triangle shape and don't let them slide out, okay? So you're gonna have to consciously squeeze your chest and squeeze all the way along your pecs to pull those arms in. I like to keep my hands interlaced, my fingers interlaced, and then I sort of cup the back of my head, the top back of my head about this point here. Beautiful, so that you know. So you've got a nice sort of flat-ish spot on your head where you can sit, but I want you to have most of your weight in your arms because eventually we're going to push up and take that head off the ground, so don't get used to it being there. So, few little tips here. When you're coming up, we're trying to walk to get our bum over our head. The more we can get our bum over our head, the easier it is, just purely and simply because it's less lifting, less heavy work that we have to do. So think about if you're here, this is your bum up the top. To get yourself nice and balanced, you need to get it up the top here. If you're here when your legs are coming off, you can do it, but it's going to take a lot of strength. So you got to really pull and then think your legs are going to be heavy as well. Whereas if you've got your bum as close to on top of your head as possible, then it's just the legs you have to lift. It's not the majority of your body. Okay, so few little prep things. You're like, hurry up and do it. So hands interlaced, pop them down on the floor. I like to tuck my head in first. Here, make sure I'm nice and secure. My legs, walk them in as close as possible, squeezing and pushing the floor away. And then I'm going to lift my knees to lift my bum a little bit. Here, they don't even need to straighten. If you can, walk in a little bit further. See how my bum's going over my head? This is actually the position that you kind of want to be in if you have the flexibility, because then you can just lift. If not, you're going to be out here a little bit, but I want you to get used to pushing so that you can lift your head up. Push. Use those abs. Push. Just so you know you're using those arms. So my head is completely out. Move my hair. Then you can go back down. So if you're here and your bum's a little bit far away, I want you to practice coming into the chest and even using this leg and rolling. And then change. Hold, straighten it, and straighten it. Beautiful. You're going to get a lot more used to having your bum over your head when you have one foot on the ground. You feel a bit safer. That's drill number one. So bring those legs in, out, in, out, in, out. Holding for a little bit, straightening. See if you can walk the toes in a little bit, straighten a little bit more. Obviously, just make sure you don't go all the way over. You'll feel it, you won't go that far. So here we go. We're gonna go into a little tuck. We are here. I'm showing my shorts because I could show you the other direction, but I'm not going to. So we're here. Beautiful. Walking those legs in. Tucking the head. I'm sort of looking in between my thighs here. And then we're going to stand it up, lift the bum up, lift the knees up. Here. Walk them in if you can. If you can get them in this close, amazing. You can just go for a few little tucks. Yeah. Tuck. Hold. Then what we're going to do is we're going to try and hover. So keep the knee really close to the chest and lift. And down. One leg at a time so that you just, you don't want to come down like this. Yeah, you end up belly flopping. So once you're up, I'm going to show you the next little stage. So going into those little tucks would be stage 2. Next little stage is having a little play with the legs and play with the hips. So think about when we come up, our hips are going to be like this. Because think we've got our knees to our chest, so we're in like a little ball position. Once you're up and balanced, I don't want you to think about straightening the legs or anything, just the hips, okay? Keep the knees, they'll follow. So you just want to tilt back, and stick your bum back. Here, I'll show you what we're doing. So this is, I think, number 3, 4, something. Here you go. Holding it there, lifting it up, bringing the little chest into a little test here, test hold, boom, then lift. So my hips are tucked at the moment. I'm going to tilt them back. Beautiful, and hold. Tilt them down. Whoop, and out. So that is number whatever it is. Number 4, I think, 3, 4. One of those two, 4. Let's say 4. So that is your first little tutorial for your headstands, my loves. Have a little go. If your neck is sore or anything, please have a little break. If you need any stretches or anything, join us in Pilates and stretch on Saturday morning.